In an old piano room, a girl discovered an ancient sheet of music tucked beneath the piano. The weathered pages held an incredible promise. Play these notes at lightning speed, and you'll travel through time to meet your destined love. Curiosity got the better of her, and she immediately started playing. As the melody filled the room, everything around her began to shift and change. Before she knew it, she'd been transported 20 years into the future. She was just hiding the music when a boy named Ye Xianglun burst through the door. Once outside, she realized something strange. Nobody else could see her. Only the first person to look at her after each time jump could perceive her existence. When she found herself in a classroom from 20 years ago, she was shocked to discover Ye Xianglun was her classmate. Playing it cool, she pretended to be just another tardy student. Already feeling butterflies, she became obsessed with making sure he'd be the first to see her after each journey. Through countless attempts, she memorized the exact route, 108 steps from the piano room to the classroom, so she'd always find him waiting. But one fateful day, she arrived to see him through the glass door in what looked like an intimate moment with another girl. Devastated, she confided everything to a teacher she trusted. The teacher didn't buy it and confiscated the sheet music. Despite her begging for discretion, the teacher, convinced she was having a mental breakdown, immediately called her mother and asked the class monitor to keep tabs on her. This help nearly ruined her life. The class monitor, jealous of her academic success, spread rumors about her mental illness throughout the school. She endured vicious bullying until she couldn't take it anymore and dropped out. Even her own mother was convinced she was sick and forced her to take medication. She vanished for 5 months, pouring her heartache into sketches of Ye Xianglun's face. When graduation rolled around, her teacher showed up at her door, convincing her to attend the ceremony. She returned to the piano room and traveled forward again, only to spot another girl's hair tie on Ye Xianglun's wrist. Her heart shattered. Back in her own time, overcome with grief and struggling to breathe through an asthma attack, she collapsed at her desk and never got up. Meanwhile, from Ye Xianglun's perspective 20 years later, the moment that mysterious girl appeared in the piano room, he was smitten. Walking her home after class, he finally worked up the nerve to ask her name, Lu Xiaoyu. He noticed she'd vanished without warning and skipped classes, always blaming it on asthma. She never mentioned she was from 20 years in the past. On the rooftop, she almost spilled her secret but couldn't get the words out. They became official as the sun set. The next day, when he invited her to the piano room, another girl, unable to see Lu Xiaoyu, thought the invitation was for her. With his eyes closed, she kissed him just as Lu Xiaoyu materialized from the past. Witnessing this broke her completely, triggering the spiral that led to her dropping out. Ye Xianglun, meanwhile, learned from his father that apples helped with asthma. For 5 months, he brought one every day, his collection growing as he waited for her to return. At graduation, he took the stage and played a piece he'd written for her. Suddenly, there she was in the audience. Their eyes locked. He ran after her, and they embraced, until his father dragged him back to finish performing. By the time he got outside, she'd vanished again. In the classroom, he found fresh correction fluid marks on her desk that aged before his eyes. Reading her hidden confession of love, he desperately drew a heart in response, but got nothing back. At her house, her mother revealed the truth. Lu Xiaoyu had died 20 years ago. Seeing his portrait in her drawings and the swan sheet music, the mother finally realized her daughter hadn't been delusional after all. As demolition crews arrived to tear down the piano room, Ye Xianglun slipped past security and played with everything he had. Debris crashed around him, but he didn't stop until the final note rang out. Memories of Lu Xiaoyu flooding his mind, he successfully traveled back, though his frantic playing had carried him back further than 20 years. She didn't recognize him yet, but they'd have their chance to meet anew. In saving her from her fate, they found their happily ever after in the past. This is Secret, the secret that cannot be told. A love story that transcends time itself. If you enjoyed this, drop a comment below.